Welcome to Teagle Talks Heart and Hustle, where passion meets purpose and we turn big dreams into bold moves. I'm your host, Sarah Teagle, business consultant and owner of Teagle Consulting, public speaker, and author of The Sisterhood of Success, Heart and Hustle of Women Entrepreneurs. If you're ready to level up your business with grit, grind, passion, and without losing yourself in the process, you're in the right place, so let's get started. I want to have a very open discussion with you today about motherhood and balancing everything that we have going on as moms without burning out. If you have ever felt like, as a mom and a business owner, like you're stretched too thin, or you're racing to the soccer games, the basketball games, the client meetings, I'm going to be honest, I am the mom that you probably cringe about, that I'm on my phone in the pickup line answering emails. I just wanted to let you know you're not alone. And today I want to have an honest conversation about what it really looks like to balance motherhood and business and how we can find peace in the middle of chaos. So if you don't know who I am a mother of two boys that I love dearly that are loving sports and very athletic. And I am one that has back-to-back business opportunities, meetings, practices, weekend games, and trying to answer emails, like I said, in the car rider line. If you can relate, let's talk about how we normalize that as moms and business owners, entrepreneurs, or leaders. I have days where I am crushing it. I am extremely proud of myself. And I'm proud of the fact that I feel like I got it all together. I've answered all my emails. I have went by my calendar time blocks. I have been the loudest cheering mom in the stands. My kids look great in their uniforms, and my inbox is not a disaster at work. And I've also had days where I missed a meeting, forgot to sign the permission slip, and my calendar is not that great at all. And if you can relate to that, I welcome you to listen further because that is real life. So I bring all that up to say is that we often feel like we're failing in both roles. And I just want you to know that the truth is that it's not about doing everything perfect. It's about doing what matters the most. And balance is not always about doing it all, but being able to do what matters and what makes an impact. So I want to bring to you three practical strategies for balance. So my number one strategy that I talk to a lot of business owners or leaders about is time blocking. Now, you may think to yourself, duh, that's why I have a calendar. However, using your calendar and implementing everything on your calendar is different. So let's talk about what time blocking mom hours and CEO hours means. Now, if you're not a CEO, that's fine. If you're a leader, if you're an employee, if you're a mom that has a side hustle, whatever it is that you need to block off, we're going to call these mom hours and CEO hours for the base of this content. Instead of multitasking, assign yourself time blocks. So what does this look like? In the morning time, I block off CEO time. This is when I do my emails, I handle all of my work activities, and this would be for one of my businesses, one of my side hustles, whatever it is, my W-2 role, whatever it is that I'm working on that is business related. And in the evenings or afternoons, I then block off time to go pick up my kids from school, practices, swimming lessons, games, any of those things on the same calendar. This keeps me aligned to where I only have to look at one calendar and I'm only looking at the time blocks that are pertinent to that specific time. So the other thing that I have struggled with in the past is making sure that I'm present in both roles. If you are a mom and you are in any form of business, you know that the balance of being present is rough. And when I say rough, I mean rough. And some of you can understand and you know exactly what I'm talking about. So shout out to you. One of my tips is that I put family events in my business calendar first, and then I block off business-related content around that. Now, if you're not in a position where you can do that, then that may not apply to you. However, this is what works best for me. So it's not if it's scheduled, it's about when. And if anybody has ever worked with me, they will crack jokes that if it's not in Sarah's calendar, it's not going to happen. And so that is a best practice that I share with all of my clients, is that if it is not in your calendar, don't do it. You are going to get distracted. You are going to have to put out fires in your personal or professional life. And putting it in your calendar, having an open time block or a multitasking time block that could flex is also an option. So that is tip number 1. 3 practical strategies. Remember, that's what we're going over. Time blocking mom hours versus CEO hours. Time blocking mom hours versus CEO hours. Now, the second practical strategy for balance that we'll talk through is learning to say no. If I could see a raise of hands of who doesn't really enjoy saying no, I could see that it would be me or you, depending on if you raised your hand or not. Don't leave me hanging. So what I would say is this: an example of saying no is a networking event that clashes with your kid's game. I will give you an example that there's a networking event that I want to go to locally. However, it clashes with me taking my kids to school in the morning. So I have opted out, as much as I would love to, that I cannot attend because it clashes with me in my mom hours. And so that's just an example for you. Say yes to everyone is a no. If you can't do it, it's okay. And don't feel bad about that. Try to pivot as much as you can. If it is something that is critical to your business, I understand you may have to move around mom hours for CEO hours, and that is okay as well. So I want you to take time when you have a moment and write down your list, a not right now list. It could be a list of ideas, projects, commitments that you want to do someday, but right now it's not something that you can partake in. I have a lot of business ideas that I would love to launch. However, I know realistically I can't take anything else on professionally right now with what I have going on. So I parking lot those or put it on my not right now list, and that's where they sit. So instead of letting them clutter my brain or distract me from my top priorities, or even sometimes make me feel bad that I can't go and complete that because it's a really good idea, put that on the not right now list. And it's always something that you can come back to, explore later, may become a business venture in the future. But learning how to say no and setting your boundary is key. And as moms, we know how to say probably no more to our kids than we do in our career. And that is something I'm also very guilty of. So just, to wrap this strategy up, protecting your peace protects your power. I love that. Number 3 is support system. You don't have to do it alone. And I know that a lot of us feel like we are doing it alone. We don't have people to rely on. And so here's what I want to say is you have people probably that you don't even realize, families, professional, or your community. So family-wise, lean on your spouse if you have one, parents, and even kids pitching in. I have an 8-year gap in between my children. I have a 13-year-old boy and a 5-year-old boy, if you do not know that. And so one of the things I do often is have the 13-year-old helping with the 5-year-old because I am only one person and cannot do everything. So I would consider him my support system. Professional. Let's talk about that. If you're wanting to grow, hiring a consultant, this is where Teagle Consulting comes in, where we can be there to support you in items that you cannot provide or you can't complete. You also have mentors. Outsourcing could be virtual assistants, bookkeepers, accountants, whatever takes that off your plate and provides you a support system so you don't have to do it alone is a great investment for your business. And also your community. If you know other moms, other women entrepreneurs in your network, or even carpools. If your kids are very into sports like mine, you may be able to carpool. And so you and the other moms are becoming a team. Asking for help is not a weakness, it's wisdom. And it took me a long time to realize that. So please take it from me that this is something that is very important. And those are the top 3 strategies that I have for balancing motherhood and business and also to avoid burnout. One of the things that I talk through that ties all of these strategies in together is in my book, as you can see here, The Sisterhood of Success, The Heart and Hustle of Women Entrepreneurs. Goes over a lot of these strategies and dives deeper into your mindset, into goal setting, into time management. And I've found that this book really helps mothers in business. It's available on Amazon. You can go to my website at teagleconsulting.biz and purchase it from there as well. There's no single, just always remember, there is no single right way. It's about finding what works for you in your season. We are going to go through seasons of life where things are harder. Things seem like we have more CEO hours than mom hours, or more mom hours than CEO hours. And so finding your balance, finding your sweet spot of saying no and the time blocks and the hours and the balance is going to be different for everybody. So here's the truth. Balance doesn't mean perfect. Balance doesn't mean perfect. Say that to yourself again. Balance does not mean perfect. We are not perfect humans. It means knowing what matters the most in what season and giving yourself grace for the rest. Some weeks your business will get more of you, and some weeks your business will get less of you. Some weeks your family will get more of you, and some weeks your family will not, and that's okay. So it's always grace over guilt, and acceptance is huge. If this episode spoke to you, Mama, you are not failing. You're fighting for what you believe in. You're fighting for the hustle. You're fighting for your business. You're fighting for your family. You're fighting to prioritize you. Never apologize for that. Never apologize for that. For more strategies like this, check out my book. Again, teagleconsulting.biz. You can find it on Amazon. The Sisterhood of Success, The Heart and Hustle of Women Entrepreneurs. And if you're ready to create a business and give yourself the freedom and fulfillment, reach out to me at Teagle Consulting if you need help with your business to gain more freedom in integrating tools and different business ideas and strategies. Reach out to Teagle Consulting. We can definitely help. I have a team of experts in every area for any industry. If you're looking for a public speaker or you are looking for a team building activity, I also provide that service as well within Teagle Consulting and would love to hear from you, work with you. So just a few things before we go. Business doesn't pause for motherhood, and motherhood doesn't pause for business. So stop chasing balance and start building harmony. And that starts with these strategies. So I have a challenge for you. This week, block off 2 non-negotiable mom moments and 2 non-negotiable CEO moments and protect them like gold. Until next time, keep leading with your heart and hustle, and we'll bring that purpose and big dreams into bold moves.